Okay, it's part of a new little shop update. And it's new because I'm filming this the same day that I posted the last shop update. I just want to say that I got that drill press moved, and how great it is to have open floor space again where I can pull my truck in or get the trailer in here without having to worry about it, that drill press being in the way. It just totally opened up the space in the shop. All I've got to do is get rid of that heater. Now I'm going to throw up a new segment of the Kennedy and Otto drill press. So it's moved back to where I want it, and I will show the move as part of that update on the drill press. So here is the kind of the shop without that thing being in the way. As you remember, it was kind of sitting out in this area right in here. So yeah, got it moved. Really happy. One of the other things that I did was I just cleaned up that toolbox. I got all the junk off of it. I had gone a long stretch without putting all of the tools away back in the box, and again, flat surface area in a shop accumulates junk, and the top of that toolbox was the same way. So I moved some of the parts that I had taken off the fire truck, the siren light combination that was on the roof, and put it over on that little bench that I had moved out to. I had moved it out away from the wall when I put that nut bolt rotating cabinet back over in the machine shop area. So I just took the stuff off of the top of the box, kind of sorted it out and cleaned off the top of the box a little bit. I really, another pet peeve of mine is junk accumulating on tables. And maybe there's some people that can stop it or don't do it, but it always seems to happen to me. But I got it cleaned up. Got that drill press moved. Really happy about that. Over here at one of my workbenches, it's actually the bench in between the machines. This is a starter out of and don't quote me on this, but I think it's a 1938 case. Actually, I'll take you over to the surface plate. It's two starters out of a 1938 case. What the issue is, it's got a Bendix on it. Let's call it a Bendix. What this thing does is attaches on here, and then there's your positive lead for the battery comes over here. And what there is it's before pre-starter solenoid era, there's a thing that you pushes down on this little lever here, and what it does is pushes a lever or pushes an arm down, which pushes this down and creates a contact to engage the starter. What the issue of it is, he thought this Bendix was bad. Well, it's not the Bendix. See, he bought a new one. Ironically, Napa had one in stock. He bought a new one, but that wasn't the issue. What the issue is you can see that black line in the copper terminal connection for the starter. What it did is over the years it wore a groove into that, and what it is this thing isn't coming down far enough. When you push this in, sorry, when you push that in, it doesn't come down far enough to engage it because it's so worn. What I did was he couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, and I took a look at it and I saw that groove worn in both of them. Now I sanded this one out a little bit thinking it wasn't getting the proper contact on it, so I saw that groove. So what I did is I had some clay around. I put a piece of clay in there and then mounted the thing back on there and pressed it down and could tell that it wasn't engaging. It's not going down far enough. So what I'm going to do on both of them, I'm going to try and solder nuts. Let's not call it solder. I'm going to try and braze some copper into this to build it back up again. But that probably will not be in this shop update video. It'll probably be in another one when I do it. But just showing you some of the things that I've got going on. I'm going to take you out to the trailer. I did not take a video of it, but I blew a tire on the steel run yesterday, and it just absolutely shorted the tire. I might have a picture of it while it was still on the trailer, but let me double check that, and if I do, I'll post it up here. But I'm going to take you out to the trailer. Okay, so this is the spare tire on it, and I'm not sure if you can see from the picture. What I did was there's a lot of things that go through your mind. I had this happen to me before, and I had to call road assistance to come and jack the trailer up. I had a spare, jack the trailer up and so that I could just get the spare on. Well, that cost me like I think it was $168, something like that. That happened over in Massachusetts. Well, when this happened, I pulled over to the side of the road. It happened in the Pittsburgh area. I pulled over to the side of the road, and you know, the thought process that was going through my mind was trying to locate road service. Road service to come in and fix you up, because the first time that I did it, when it happened to me in Massachusetts, it took me probably a good 3 hours of phone calls, internet searching on the phone to find somebody that would come out. I mean, there was a lot of people that did it, but they were either tied up, trucks were broken down, stuff like that. But anyways, that's kind of the thought process that was going through my mind at the time. So I actually talked to my grandson on the telephone, and he says, well, wait, do you have any blocks of wood with you? Maybe you could drive the trailer, the other good tire, up on blocks of wood, and it would raise it up far enough. And that's exactly what I did. And what he did is, subsequently, he sent me a picture of a thing that's called a Trailer Buddy, I think it is, or I don't know. Maybe I'll throw, if I have a photo of it, I'll throw a link up into it. But after I got back last night, I kind of looked it up on the internet, and it won't work, because if you saw from the picture, what I had was two pieces of 2x8, one on top of the other, and then on top of that I had 4x4s underneath this front tire, and it just barely got it up enough. So what is that? That's 3 and 4. It's about 7. Well, it's probably like 6 3/4 inches up. And that Trailer Buddy thing, or whatever it's called, only goes up 4.5 inches. So definitely wouldn't have gotten the tire up. But with that being said, I think I'm actually going to make something. that I can keep in the truck or the trailer in the toolbox, just to be able to drive one of the tires up if it happens again, and that way I can just change it myself without calling roadside assistance. So when I got back, that rusted rim is the spare tire. It gets rusty from sitting up on top of that thing, and there's a metal plate that you can put over the dog that sticks up to lock the tire in place, and that's what rubs on there and causes that rust. So when I got back last night, I just took that tire and rim over to the tire supplier that I use, and am having him change it. He's got to get a couple out of his warehouse to the local store to put it on. But when I say a couple, there is one more of those original tires on the trailer, and that's it right there. And even though, you know, I do a pre-trip inspection, I'll grease and check the air pressure, grease the axles, check the air pressure, do a pre-trip inspection. And I went through this thing before I left to go down there yesterday, and everything was fine. And this is one of the tires. This is one of the original tires, and these are the ones that are blowing out. Now, not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but right there, that's the tires that come on the trailer, and they're made in China. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of miles on these tires. There's a lot of miles on this trailer, and these are the original tires. So this is the last original tire. So as you can see, I took it off. What I'm going to do is just take it over to him, have him replace it with a new tire. I don't want to have that thought in the back of my mind that there's still one more of these tires on that trailer and it could blow at any time. So here it is, just a little shop update.